Hello. You're watching Sip Sip with Egan, and this is episode berapa? This week we have my old friend Daniel. Do you have a middle name? We'll just keep it mystery lah. Daniel Doughty. We've been friends since, I don't know,
Like,
86.
were you in kindergarten?
I was in Chonghua.
Chihua.
Chihua.
I was in Chihua. What?
Really?
Yeah.
Betul ba?
Yep.
Oh.
I was in Chihua. Then I did not join the kindergarten yang St. Anne, kan? Then I moved to St. Anne. Yeah, but forgotten. I also don't know lah. But I guess that's how
Kids.
it was lah.
Okay, we're from Labuan. If you guys don't know. So,
Wait, are you Labuan? Are you Labuan boy from Wilayah Persekutuan, or are you Labuan Sabahan? There's two kind of version, no?
Technically, I'm Sabahan, Labuan, Sabahan.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Lahir di Keningau. Yeah, I spent like 11 years in Labuan until Form 1, half of Form 1. Then went back to Keningau.
Okay, back to Keningau.
Me and
Because you left
yeah,
Form 1.
me and Adeline Gunn and Mark.
I know. Mark Michael.
Mark Michael, yes. Mark. Hello.
Nah, si Mark sekarang kuat pumping tu. I saw it.
Oh yeah, I saw.
Emang kurus sudah ada, bro. Kurus really.
Oh,
Boleh tahan tu.
yeah.
That's determination. I'll give him the credit.
Nanti kau Mark.
Saya puji-puji kau ni, Mark. Nanti kau kasih transfer online.
How are you, man?
Good, brother. Good. I mean, well, it's okay, right? If life is good, treating you good. If you complain, it is as if you don't appreciate the little things, lah. So I can't complain.
Okay, little things. Little Daniel. Cuba kau cerita tentang budak.
When I was a kid.
He is very naughty. We had a rhyme to like naughty Daniel.
I know.
Doughty.
I remember this. I will always remember it. Daniel Doughty, very naughty. something like that, right? Panjang-panjang lah.
Yeah, cuba kau cerita. Sampai Form 1 and then we were talking about something that made him realize what was his problem.
Yeah. I had little. I mean, that's fascinating because it's your point of view, right? I mean, that's what everybody else see, including all the teachers and all that. I was naughty, maybe purely because I was not able to concentrate in school and whatnot. As much as I can, I think I tried, but I don't really recall now, right? Because a lot of those history, I have very little memory. It says like I really had fun, you know. But I think the biggest issue was I learned over time over the years is that I'm like my dad.
Okay.
My dad is dyslexic. So no wonder because in the past nobody actually identified you.
It was the 80s, man.
Nobody talks about this, right? So only after quite some time lah. Quite grown up and start understanding what's going on, then you start realizing, no wonder my dad is like this, or no wonder I like this, because I could only read and write Form 1 to Form 2. So all those years, it's practically.
You remember your math teacher, Miss Ang?
The one that I think she hates me because I look like her boyfriend.
Betul ba?
I don't know, I think lah. She hates me so much.
Macam kau
I
tengok
look
di
like
Facebook.
her ex-boyfriend maybe,
Are they on social
still
media
alive?
now?
I don't know.
I hope not.
I know, she hates me. I don't know.
And it's
I
like
get
every
beaten,
quiz,
right?
yeah, ba.
I know.
And okay, this is like 80s rotan, not millennial rotan, alright?
Yeah, this is 80s rotan. This
sampai
is like
patah.
this is like whack, like nobody business. And I just because I see numbers differently, my bro. This is what people don't understand. I see alphabets. I couldn't, you know.
You like dancing, is it?
Yeah, it's like dance. It's like I couldn't make sense of it. You know, I cannot remember. After you tell me one time, I cannot remember. I cannot, and I always have this. I remember this very well. I always, for example, 7 times 5.
Okay.
Or 6 times 5. Or numbers, right? My question is why? Why did it need to be X? And that's in my head. I'm more interested on other things, the why, other than this is the formula. I cannot accept this formula.
Okay.
I don't know. I think differently. And if it's bad, then I mean it's bad then. Like I got beaten all the time, right? I like to think of it. It was a gift, lah. And because today whatever I do now in my professional career, I always see things in a different.
What do you do?
Right? Well, I mean I do so many things. I have my PR company and so many. I work in environmental work, but I would like to think that I'm just a fixer. People come to me with a problem and I fix it.
Okay.
I think that, and I could cover so many industry because I'm experienced in so many other industries. So I guess that's what I am. I fix things. So I think it was because of that dyslexic, right? With different point of view. So I'm able to do a lot of things differently.
Now you have a lot of perspective.
Yeah, I guess so. But Miss Ng was somebody lah.
Do you hate her?
No. Actually, I remember.
When I mentioned that name,
she's quite pretty though.
She is.
Right?
Macam semua baju dia pernah tukar.
I know, she's
like satu
like,
sejak ni.
And everybody was saying like, wah, hot lagi kan. So, wah, hot teacher beat you. Like 80s whack is 80s whack. Right? That's whack like nobody business, kan. I don't feel the pain now. It was painful then, I guess. I don't have that memory of it. There's no bitterness to it. I was just passing through. So that's the reason why since after Form 2, I never really study, never really go to school. Masuk sekolah, but I never focus. I followed my friend lah, Wilson Ko. Don't you remember him? And I was groomed early by former Malaysian doctor, Man Buntal, to play darts. And I was groomed to play darts lah, because my brother was playing with the state team back then, so-called the local team, a strong team lah. So I always sort of like was my idol lah, right? Saying, oh, darts is pretty cool. So I pick up on darts, really learn the craft. And that's all I do. I don't really study much. But one thing for sure is that I'm pretty good at, when the teacher was explaining, if it's something that interests me, I would just listen. I don't really do homework, but actually tangkap dia, no. So,
do you believe in homework?
No way. I believe in the idea of the teacher need to understand and be engaging enough to have students to embrace or to just to just take all in lah, right? And then enough. Don't go home and do your homework, because if you can't bring that concentration there and make them really pay attention to you.
I remember I had fun during Kemahiran Hidup, because we get to go to the tool shed and everything.
Go to the shed, right?
Yeah. How was that for you?
I enjoy it because it's away from beating.
And you have like sharp things in your hands.
Everything like an experiment, right? So I enjoy that. And I think I learned my social skill. I was quite social lah. I can chit-chat with everybody. I'm friendly with everyone. I'm just not good at reading or writing.
being smart.
Being smart, Form 1, Form 2. I'm like the idiot lah. I mean, that's how I see myself as well. I remembered when I was Form 5, I was such an idiot. I tell you one story, such an idiot. You know, after Form 5, remember our school in St. Anthony, di hujung sekali where everybody, okay, kedapatan lah. Everybody di luar, di hujung sekali.
Is it
the old
same?
school, the padang depan.
Okay.
Bukan yang sekolah baru, yang the old one next to church tu.
Yes, okay.
Kan? Dan di hujung Form 5 kan, ada pokok-pokok di belakang kan. Behind that Form 5 punya bilik, usually tempat orang bertumbuk ataupun merokok.
Itu yang dekat gaung tu.
Gaung satu. Kan? So behind it, there's one like bloody big tree, kan. So habis Form 5, everybody was celebrating. Habis sudah, last day sudah exam ni, last paper sudah. Alright? So I went lah, cause I said, why everybody there? Everybody go lah. So I also went lah, ding. Sampai sana, I saw Christmas tree, bro. Christmas tree. On the rain tree kan, all the kerusi, semua di atas sudah. Semua dorang buang, bro. Macam Christmas tree. Can you imagine? So, apalagi the boys, I'm the last one to sampai. There was the Che. Bah, kau punya turn lagi lah. If I don't do, macam tidak shock juga kan. Satu, baru saya angkat. Baru mau buang. Belum lepas oh, itu pengawas teriak. Punya soy. Teacher bawa pengawas, jumpa ada pengawas lah. Ketua disiplin lah. Guru disiplin. Jumpa lah. Karena marah saya, bro.
Siapa dia punya guru disiplin?
Cikgu Lawrence.
Oh, that guy.
Very tough pakai spek back then. And he was so strict now. You know, he's quite built. He was like taekwondo as well, right? He was taekwondo as well. So he was so marah-marah. He marah me not because of just he marah because you know what? One thing I didn't do, I did not snitch. He want everybody my name. I didn't, satu biji pun saya tidak keluar. I didn't snitch, bro. You know? So the boys said, I got your back, man.
Saya makan teh kamu.
But you know one word, bro, that really haunt me. Cikgu, I remember this very well. Even Cikgu Lawrence met my parents now. Said,
I guess everyone knows everyone lah, Labuan.
Labuan lah, kan? Met my parents and said, you know, your son susah lah, no hope ya lah. Sampai begitu, bro.
Really?
My parents told me. Well, it's okay, right? Maybe that's what they saw, and it's okay, fine. But he told me one word. He said that you are a disgrace to the school.
Macam kau dah share di Facebook ni kan?
I said this, I think so. I can recall. You're a disgrace to the school. And I had a hard time because I don't even know the word disgrace. I smiled. You know what I did? I smiled lah. I was happy about it because I don't know why. Tambah lagi dia marah. Pulang rumah, I look for the word disgrace. I was a disgrace to school. Wow. After I knew about it, I said, wow, was that bad?
But you don't, I mean, tidak payah balik sekolah lagi lah at that time. I mean,
tidak payah sudah.
But then again, it made a mark on you lah.
It made a mark on me, and well, I always want to prove. Perhaps I wanted to prove him wrong, that I can do better for society. I mean, or the school is like a society, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I look at it.
No clicks.
So, and since then, I always try to do my best in whatever I can lah. From setting up a social enterprise called Borneo Conservancy to so many other things that I've done.
Let me hold you there. Saya kasih reset dulu.
Good.
Okay. Pagi boleh dikorek. So family sudah, politics sudah, Labuan sudah.
What's ahead for you, bro?
What?
What's ahead?
What's what?
What's ahead? What are you looking ahead? What's your plan ahead?
Now we're working on to have our own place, and I guess the problem with me now is I'm waiting for this to happen, then I can do that. I'm waiting for this to happen, then I can do this. I'm waiting for next week's Thursday so I can do this. I guess I'm still planning in my head, but long run it's still very vague. I have things yang still in planning juga, like yang basic lah, kasih cukup makan anak, hantar pergi sekolah, and see this happening. But really, I don't see myself like struggling towards that. I guess it's something that I need to work on juga lah. How do I, if this is what you really want to see in the future, then what's your methodology? Apa yang kau bikin sekarang? Like, I guess one part that I'm doing this right now is for education purpose lah, untuk si my daughter to have reference to. That's what I keep on telling myself. What information she needs to learn from as a Sabahan, as someone who is my daughter gitu.
And I am super humble. Tell you why, because your intention is like you do this because you want to build sort of like a reference point for like kids to eventually see this.
Yeah.
Right? I'm super humbled because I was looking through a lot of what you've done in the past, and you interview like this, when most of them are, I see like artists lah, most of them. And I don't see myself as an artist. So to have you to have this moment with you, I am super humble. So at least your daughter knows that this is one of Daddy's friend. And
I mean, all of those people yang kau bilang artis apa semua, they have something to tell. They have some sort of a story to share, and it's easier to approach them. This is me telling you guys. I implore you. Kenapa saya pilih dirang kan? Bukan, it's not really like I want celebrities ke artis ke, tidak. It's just easier to approach them, to ask them, do you want to talk to me like on screen? So senang. What my intentions are, if you've seen this show called People of New York, so it's like everyday people. I'm thinking like tukang jual ikan, tukang sapu.
that was the idea.
That's the idea. That's the real idea. I want to see how people live in KK. I want to see how people struggle.
What's the backstory to everything in life as well?
Yeah, and it's very hard to approach these kind of people and tell them to okay, I'm going to set up cameras and we're going to talk. No,
Okay.
tidak logicking.
All you have to do
Okay,
is put up a list,
right?
and then I fix it. That's my work.
Okay. History in the making now.
Give me a list who you want, we'll get it done.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Alright.
People tell me the problem, I'll fix it. If I say
No payment though.
I mean, I like the idea though. I like the idea that, it's maybe if there is a commercial value out of this,
I don't know. Maybe.
if there is a lesson learned, I think yes. And I've seen a lot of the other guys that you interview. It's a lot of lesson to be learned by everyone.
Yeah.
And everybody has the stories, right?
The thing about this, we don't, macam kita lah, it's not scripted. We kind of plan, apa yang mau cakap kadang, tapi but it doesn't. Dia tidak ikut. Okay, stop. Kita go to the next topic.
Correct.
Tidak.
Correct.
So every time I interview people, it's always a surprise. Like, I was interviewing this band who did this one song, and it sounded very. Kenapa? Okay, this band dia saja yang tulis lyrics pa. By the way, this is nantilah kamu nampak juga tu band nanti. And this one song is different because another person wrote the lyric. Saya bilang, kenapa? Sebab selalu yang jiwang-jiwang, cinta-cinta. And this one kan is very like dark, very like wow, apa ni? And then he told his story. He lived in this place where the neighbors are sex workers, and these people they panggil auntie. Neighbors, they eat together, they pray together, and I was like, and they are kalau level kita lah, uncle sudah kan, muda bah. And to experience these kind of things and to write songs about it and to express yourself kan like, oh, kids nowadays are really
super talented.
Talented one, but these are like sensitive people yang I thought they didn't care.
As well.
Yeah. Macam kau fikir dong tiap peduli, they just about fun. Macam kita punya uncle-uncle lah baru. Kamu ni begini saja ni, apa tidak tahu mau jadi. And then you see this happening, like I'm so happy that it's happening in front of my eyes, pa. And I guess those are little things that makes this show, how you say, celebratable. Begitu.
Yeah. I think it's that little things, the little story, right?
So my cita-cita.
But I like that. I like that angle because that little story that you know why exactly you do what you do. It's meant for your kids.
Yeah.
Right? If it's commercial or not, it's another separate stuff, right? But you know why you do what you do. Then it becomes so much more personal. It becomes so much more driven.
Yes.
You know?
I always feel like this morning lah, saya bangun kan yang today is another episode. Terus yang penatnya mau set up semua, mau but then again kan, every time yang saya rasa macam I just look at the previous episodes and see what kicks I get from there.
Correct. And I hope this is a reminder that you're doing a good job, right? And it's a reminder that it's knowing why you do what you do, make you driven, bring that focus. Because if there's anything that corrupts the mind, you will lose track. If it's not for your kids, this kind of you will super lose track.
Betul.
And like anything else in life, kalau niat clear, even for the politician or whatnot, they know why they do what they do. If they are corrupted mind, something about just more pasal pocket, they will lose track.
Other than politics, kau tidak mau jadi motivational speaker? Anyone offered you that?
Nah, I did few.
Macam bully.
I did a few though, talks in UMS, and I was asked
Really?
to. Yeah, I did. I enjoy it. I don't know if the kids enjoy it. But
can we go back to St. Anthony?
well, go back there and talk.
Kan?
I don't know.
St. Anthony, this is for you.
Chico Lawrence, don't forget me. I hope you don't think of me as a disgrace anymore. I really do.
Oh yeah.
You know, but yeah, it's I don't know. It's not something that crossed my mind, but I hope as much as I can, as I inspire others, I will get to be re-inspired back to stay focused,
Yeah.
knowing why I do it.
Because really, man, from a dyslexic kid, and now what I'm seeing today is really.
I think I'm still the same guy.
Really, yes. How?
I'm still a friendly guy.
You still have issues, masih ada problem, but
No doubt.
But
I'll embrace everything.
yeah, true. Bukanlah kau terus makan satu pil kau jadi superhuman and you can no.
No, I got
that
good
doesn't work.
mentors. I got good mentors in life. I think credit goes to them.
Okay, what if you don't have good mentors? What if you street kids?
I don't know.
How?
I don't know. I really believe any kids growing up, they need mentoring. I really believe.
I really feel sad for them. They don't have schools. They don't have education.
And everybody deserves that. You know, this is a topic that's close to my heart, especially for street kids. Because you see, this topic, bro, anytime you talk about it, the politician wannabe will just use it as a political innuendos, you know, or racism innuendos. So it's just sad because we got a lot of Sabahan who thinks they are orang Melayu and thinks, or orang Malaya lah, right? Who thinks a certain group of them over there thinks that they are so much more supreme than everyone else. And we see them here as well.
Yeah.
And And what they need to know is take a chill pill. Put some heart into the issue and start analyzing it. Right? What we want is a solution. But not to play with politics on this one. Right? I mean, there need to be political will to solve this. Right? But not to just, score points. Not to just score points. There you go.
Just you feel good after that comment in what?
But then problem or not solve.
Yeah.
But these people need help. There are people who's legit. There are some opportunists whatsoever, right? But you need to differentiate and really work on this, right? We'll go to the detail. Your wife is doing a good job on this, so we need to, put some focus and be solution based. We want to really fix this.
Sure.
I mean, that's how I see it. But we cannot. When I was in WWF, I was looking at the data, and looking at the ratio. Back then, the ratio numbered among who have IC and who don't have IC. Who don't have IC is pretty huge. I don't want to give the number here. Huge, huh? Then I was tasked to do conservation, marine conservation. And the community that I have to deal with are people who are in the laut, fishers or whatnot. When you look at the numbers who's in atur kerja laut these are the generally the community who don't have documents.
Yes.
Right? And the kids. What do I do with them? I call them in. I say, don't do fish bombing. Don't follow your father. Don't do cyanide bombing. Don't. And in Sempurna, they call me Beruang. I got a different name. Beruang sudah sampai. I think because of the logo Maybe because I big size kan. I don't know why. But when I go masuk pulau, Beruang. They call me Beruang kan. So, if I tell them that don't do this, they go back to the father. The father will give them a big slap. Kamu mau makan ke tidak? At the end of the day, it's about survival of fittest, putting food on the table. And they're there. But if you don't work on it, and you treat them like dogs, they will act like one.
Sure.
They will move around. They will find a way, But you need to handle this. You need to look at it. What the value for society, the kind of work that they do, from seaweed to seaweed farming to what, all the industry kena-mengena, they are there. Sama in the bukankah? So, but we need to really have some human approach, look at them in a different light. Or say, how can we get this also around? How, and politicians need to have the political will set, look at this and work on it, not to use it as an issue base. Right? And a lot of them already banyak intermarriage. Kawin. What do? Kick everybody out?
A bit too late for that, I guess.
Bukankah? You kick everybody. You need them for fisheries. You need them di ladang. You need them. Who wants to pasang the plaster ceiling?
Okay.
When
you were doing your plaster ceiling, were you thinking about?
I was thinking about them. It's hard. I know it's. I was thinking about these little things as well. This is the reason why I would like to work late night in the morning, because you get you thinking, kan? So the kind of work that they do, it's tough work. Yeah, it's dirty, yang 3D, dirty, dangerous, and kan. So, not everybody wants to do this. And how many of our friends wants to do this? Tiramai. But question is, how can we make sure that they can continue to be here? Legitly have proper documentation with biometric, so that when they do crime, we can really track them and kick them out. While we also acknowledge some of them are intermarriage and all that here, right? So they can continue. They may anak-anak born here. They can really work on the process, right? Acknowledge them, because at some point, if we keep on talking about the past, die lah. How well are we going to solve this? But we need to have a timeline. Say, okay, we need to fix this. Acknowledge them, put them in a system. So what else? There must be a way, a way that people would use and throw racism innuendos on it. and throw it out of the solution box. But it need to be driven. A solution need to be done with a heart.
Betul.
With a heart. Kalau tidak, tough. Because nobody is supreme. Kita sama saja nih. Sama-sama cari makan. If you are not foreign from here, maybe your forefather was. If you are local here, some of your family have intermarried anyway.
That one died.
Somebody died.
So doing your best. But I guess memang when you say doing your best, memang you live up to it lah.
I tried to.
I love that story you told your son when you shared in Facebook about the whale. Did you give it a name? Did you guys give it a name?
On that whale?
On that whale, yeah.
The whale yang now in the apa nih museum tu?
I teared up, man. When you said this is not just a whale, this is my friend. He said,
yeah, it's there is a.
Wait, for you guys who don't know, there was a stranded whale, bahkan.
Stranded whale.
And
I can't remember what year. I'm bad with numbers though. I have that excuse.
these guys were the people yang tried to kasih selamat lah kan.
Well, everybody have their version, so I'll give it to them. They earn they deserve credits as well.
Okay, cuba kau cerita tu. Itu yang siok betul lah saya rasa.
Well, I was working with Tanjung Aru Marina, and my colleague Monsong reached out to me on walkie-talkie and said, "Hey, there's a whale stranded." I said, "Okay." I was macam beginilah. I was doing marketing kan. So I said, "Hey, come lah, let's have a look." So I said, "Okay lah." So followed him. He was in charge of marine lah. All the boat, all the kapal, kan, operation and so he was in charge of that. So he atur. So salah guna kuasa lah, pakai jalan boat lah. So we went and check it out.
It's for a good cause lah.
Good cause. I mean, we don't know it was a good cause at the time. We wanted to sebok lah, pun tengok what the hell is going on. It was no intention at all. So when we got there, and I saw something hilarious, because I saw the kids from Pulau Gaya, from Lokurai, Kampung Lokurai, they came out. Kan drum punya boat kecil-kecil yang boat kecil. It was low tide, and then they started to climb up on that whale, and I saw one kid slide belakang ekor bah bro. Saya bilang punya kick ni budak, saya bilang. So I look around. I say, hey. So I saw one, but there was a guy, cause I was formerly a tourist guide, so we all know those island boys in Sabah. And I saw him over there, pinjam dia punya apa, and I asked him what's going on. I said beginilah. I said who's in charge? Tiada. I said, hai, like kalau tiada, sini sebab. Because I saw so many people around already. So call them all up, whistle, get everybody out, and then ask them to organize to come to our boat. And then there were like different agency was there lah.
Oh, okay.
When everybody was there.
Oh, these are like professionals lah, bukan orang kampung ke apa gitu.
Tidak, they were from some. If I'm not mistaken, there were some. They are some jabatan yang marine punya, marine guys. They were from. There was marine guys. Sabah Park was there. I think was the fisheries guy was there as well.
When this is like a few hours in lah.
This was like when we arrived, there were already people there, but everybody just looked.
Oh.
So I called them all on our boat, and what I did is that I strategized a way lah. I said, okay, you do this, you do this, you do this, and I think I always think that they think that I have the authority because I was saya tengah pinjam my friend punya teck. Kan dia punya whistle ada di metek satu sama bapak. Saya tengah pegang tu teck.
Ini dia punya bosku ini.
So I was telling, okay, do this. I get the water pump, and then we need to get apa? So somebody, I can't remember who is it, but somebody managed to get an Indonesian tugboat.
Oh. Okay.
To come. So I said, okay, Monsong, you get the rope because we need to adjust from the tail dulu kan. So dua bot mau tarik bah. So but we have to wait because we want to have enough water volume bah. So tunggu, so which means lewat lah kan, petang-petang lah. So what happened is that cut the story short, we managed to pull it off, and we able to see the well sort of like dive in and do them blow off to yang from the back. And I was on the Indonesian tugboat holding the remote control and do all the coordination. There's an orang putih with me, and that was where I was like, it's such a good feeling, no, knowing that he was able to do something. Well, I think a few days later he came back and died somewhere in the same place.
Oh.
That's what happened. But it came on paper that the whale survived. But a few days later, came back and died the same place. Then fisheries took over lah. Datuk Renner and the team took over and handled it lah.
Oh, so okay. I thought, I mean, I wasn't following the story. Saya ingat dia tidak survive or anything.
It
survived and then a few days dia balik.
Few days later, somewhere close by, but not so far away. Somewhere close by.
Is this like a...
Maybe the whale just wanted to die. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a fully thinking mammal. Yang, my time has come.
My time is up, dude. Dia bilang, let me go. What the hell you doing to me? I don't know, right? But it
Saya mau mati sini, geng.
It was such a... when you do this kind of thing, right? There's this bond, this feeling. It's so hard to explain. You feel so good.
That's why I asked you, did you guys name it?
None really. I cannot recall, but there's an attachment I feel to it, and I knew that it was something close in my heart, because my father used to tell me, he said that anything that you do in life, do it without expectation in return. And I noticed that every time I do something, I was just talking to my wife like 2 weeks ago about this, do things with as sincere as it is, don't expect anything at all. And every time I do it, I get rewarded like tenfolds. The whale, for example, on the tugboat as I was about to leave, this orang putih came to me and said, how long have you been with Sabapak? I said, no, I was just on my, boxers bro. Boxer tinggal boxer.
I saw the picture.
Tinggal boxers ni. So I said, no, I'm not with Sabapak. I called him, kau punya. The guy will look at me. Say, where you work? I said, Marina, Tanjung Aru. Then cut the story short. I was eventually asked to go for an interview, and that's how it led me to be with WWF, to head the Sempona Marine team to come up with a new project. And when they put me in Sempona, I told them I don't have sort of like biology background and whatnot. I said, but Dr. Anadel Kabanban, who is the manager for Sulawesi Marine Ecoregion, was I think she saw something in me. Perhaps a year earlier, I took a conservation biology course in UMS.
Oh, okay.
And she was a lecturer. So she remembered meeting me there. And then I got a job and successfully fooled a donor. We raised 1.3 million euro.
What do you mean fooled a donor?
Because I was alone, I don't have any team. I don't have that, biology background to explain what's going on.
So you winged it lah?
I wing it like nobody business, man. I need to raise the fund. So when Dr. Raymond said that his client who wanted to fund the elephant project wants to come to Sempona, and said, can you assist to handle? I was based in Sempona to get all the dive boat and whatnot. And I said, can I poksilap ka and ask for funds for my project?
Oh, this is not even official.
It's not even official.
Yeah.
Can I poksilap ka? So you try your luck lah, dia bilang. Okay lah, saya bilang. So I was thinking over the night, how the hell am I going to do this? Think. Oh. Saya bilang, okay. So went for diving. I planned it all out already. Went for diving. First dive, went to Church Reef. Bawa them. Tok, point. Tok, point. You hit the tong ba. So you have to point. Because I promised them, I will show the most unique place in the world that you never seen before. Oh, they got excited lah. So went to second dive. Second dive was in Sipadan. So when you get to Sipadan, I mean, you're speechless lah. No words for it lah, right? Then we have lunch in Smart because they overnight there kan.
Okay.
Have lunch over there, and then when during lunchtime they asked me, I said, "So exactly what is it that you're supposed to show us?" I said, "I've shown you already on your first dive. We see nothing on the first dive. You know why? Because the first dive at Church Reef is a bomb site."
Oh.
I said, "That's the most unique place in the world. A bomb site. You can see so many other places, beautiful fishes or whatsoever, in so many places, but a place that is fish bomb. This is what I want you to see. And what we intend to do is to replicate what we saw on the second dive. To all of these places that has been heavily bombed. Then I wing it like nobody business lah, brother. Tengah cry, my tears also mau keluar, bro. Like nobody business. There was promise for, at that
They're
meeting,
hooked lah.
that meeting alone, the promise was 900,000 euro. And then Dr. Anadel and the team helped to formulate all the documents and whatnot. We raised up to 1.3 million euro for Sulu-Sulawesi Marine Ecoregion. And the project title is Collaborative Management with Fisheries and Tourism.
I need to do my homework on this. Gila, dude.
So that's how...
What? Ui. Congrats.
I hope the elephant got the funds as well. Because I didn't ask about that after that lah.
Oh, okay.
But we need that project because there were so many issues. Fish bombing,
Berapa lama masa
cyanide.
ni?
Wow, when was that? Right after the
Quite some
well.
time lah.
Right after the well.
But that is that's something.
2016 or 2006, 2008 or something like that. So it was quite the experience, and from there I moved on with coming up with Borneo Conservancy, a social enterprise. Our focus was to work on shark sanctuary.
Okay.
To set up a shark sanctuary, the first one in this region. There was two different point of view. Some local NGO was sort of like not happy with me because they wanted to do a full ban. And to me, I have no issue with doing full ban.
But what's this full
Doing
ban?
full ban meaning that you are not, you don't tangkap sharks at all lah.
Ban, okay.
Do full ban.
Yeah.
Don't tangkap sharks at all lah, kan? To me, what I wanted is, and I have no issue with it. To me, what I wanted was, I wanted a model. A sustainable model where an area that we can work on branding, a shark sanctuary, to bring in focused tourists that wants to do on shark tourism, so that the community can benefit on the industry, and then they can play a bigger role to co-manage area. Because depending on state government agency alone to manage sites, laut that big, we can forget about it.
True.
So rather than the divers every time keluar, so we structure it lah.
The community lah yang jaga.
And it's similar concept to the initial project with WWF. But what I wanted was a rebranding so that there is something in for the stakeholder, the industry, tourism stakeholder. Because anything that you do in tourism is all about what is it in for you. You know, what's the drive?
Okay.
I mean, that's how I look at it lah. But then my viewpoint has then, my viewpoint is that at the end of the day, there's an old school of thinking about conservation. It's like, okay, marine protected area or forest protected area, right? I see the way forward with the idea of Borneo Conservancy is to push for coexistence. Because you know the industry have to grow, so all the planning have to come together. It's not just lock them up into one place.
True.
You see, we need to coexist. We need to know why we do what we do, we all need to thrive. But can we thrive together? can the industry thrive together? But it requires a lot of, you need maverick to come and do the thinking. It's a tough call because you got the old school and a group of them or voices saying this is the way. They copy and paste, put the same place. Copy and paste, put the same place. Rebranding, right? But let's look at the numbers lah. Our numbers, our wildlife.
I don't know. Is it? It's
Well,
getting worse.
Well,
how bad is it?
Well, you just ask. I just. Some are doing okay, not great, right? But I just ask you a simple question lah. Where's our badak?
Sure.
Right? But so, I think we need to look at more bigger picture. If there is no drive, for example, like to have the community to co-manage and co-protect.
Your opinion, what happened to the badak?
Well, I don't want to comment on it. That is just too layered conversation lah. And I'm no expert to it because anything I say after this will be just assumption.
Okay.
And I would leave it to the experts to give their opinion. But in the coffee shop, I'll give my opinion lah, because people cari makan out of conservation lah, bro. That's the truth one.
Okay.
You got a lot of NGOs who are technically, are they as cari makan man? Right? I mean, why you want to put solution if you can continue earn an income? Well, some group of people are thinking that way. Right? There are merits to it though. Right? So, I mean, well, in deep perspective lah kan. But I'm not saying that they're not doing a good job. I'm just saying that we can do better. Right? Because they did a lot of good initiative anyway. And being part of that institution, I value and appreciate the experience. But it does left me with a different perspective lah on how they handle it. Right? So, for example, why would those group of people would oppose the idea of creating a shark sanctuary? They should have supported. It was only after when Datuk Rena have asked me to assist them with going to Indonesia to help convince Indonesia and Philippines with the fisheries department as the lead to sign sort of like a national within 3 countries kind of agreement lah, to co-manage to handle shark issue lah. So
Macfilindo all over again.
Cannot remember the name to it, right? But this is more fisheries side lah. And during the meeting overnight, it was they agreed to come on board. Because of that meeting, Malaysia have national NPOA, National Plan of Action for Sharks. This NPOA is submitted to FAO, and with that,
FAO is
the Food and Agriculture.
Oh, okay.
So with this
shark fin soup, all those things lah.
This kind of thing lah. This with this NPOA, what was written inside is not the full ban. I knew Malaysia government will not support the full ban. But at least I want to win some battle. We can't win all the war. But at least win battles ma. We one side and the moment you have more sides similar to it, you cover a large portion of our seas, right? And more importantly, it's not just about cover. More importantly, getting community to be engaged, right, and co-manage, an industry to co-manage. I think that's more important. That's when you look at coexistence rather than this is my. You see that viewpoint. So, what was written on that NPOA was shark sanctuary, not full ban. Only then this group of people started to, we agree on shark sanctuary, we agree. I tell you, brother, there's a lot of donkeys in town, and that's the truth, right? And some people who hate me, they don't hate me personally or dislike me. Like hate is a strong word. They just hate the truth.
You're very passionate with this, kan? Environment. What do you see? Like,
belum mabuk saya ni bro.
what's a perfect Sabah? Gitu kan. What's a in your point of view with what you're doing now?
Well, what do you mean by that? It's too huge.
Whatever comes to mind.
What's the
Environment,
perfect Sabah? I mean,
politics. I don't know. Can we go politics?
I am not. I have to go like my brother satu ni, Datuk Daryl Weber. I am Daniel Doughty. I'm not a politician. Yeah, right?
Sounds good.
And I'm not a political party member,
Okay.
right? But I see some merit in the current administration.
Okay.
In way it's heading to downstream. It's our natural resources.
Okay.
We used to do a lot of just exports.
Alright.
With downstreaming, number one, it encourage creativity, to have the local to invent, to come up with startup, to create goods, right? It also create more of availability of our stuff for exports, right? With that, it also encourage industrialization. It also encourage investment. That also means encourage volume for exports over time.
Okay.
Volume for export means we'll have the argument of people come, liners comes in and leave empty, right? I mean, that's the reason why it's our challenge as well. So this direction right now, where the state government is heading to, it would help out with establishing that critical mass needed for the state, for us to bring our state at the macro level to be so much more competitive. You can do a lot more planning, but it's very important to also balance that coexistence with our existing wildlife, with our rainforests and whatnot, right? So the balance is a challenge, but it's a good challenge. It's a good challenge. So I mean, that's my point of view. We are. I think
This is very technical lah, bukan bilang mau kipas kah?
No, I think, but they are
But it sounds very
on the right
positive,
track. They are on the right
Okay.
track. It's very positive. They are on the right track. But
Did you see this from the previous one?
no,
Okay.
no. Our SOGT, our oil, that is pumped out to Bintulu, right?
Alright.
My argument is in the past, not now. Now it becomes a political argument.
Okay.
But in the past, when they started off, I told my friends, they should have not done it. They should have enough foresight. Foresight to look that way the oil and gas industry is heading. We should have built a refinery here, build job opportunity, that level of skill at oil and gas, so that we have more of our local people to come up to the level. It's high grade skill now, bro. But we
So,
Palm, what?
is it
Minyak
happening
kan?
now?
No, all the minyak now goes there. So apparently, I heard stories that there are a refinery coming up locally in Sabah. But I mean, who to tell, right? We don't have a government now. But there was one of the plan lah. That's what I heard.
Okay.
So regardless, at the end of the day, being a Labuan boy, Labuan Sabahan boy,
Were you born in Labuan?
born Labuan,
Oh, okay.
I just want to see the best. I just want to make sure that Matthew, my son, would leave something. I mean, I leave something good for him to be. I always tell my friends, I don't need your bream. Those who need it, give it, right? Or I don't need, your subsidies. There is good nah. But what I need is a level playing field. Because I know I can compete with those guys on the other side. Just put me on level playing field, but don't patah kaki lah. Don't break my leg lah. On the same stage lah. But that's the kind of spirit that I want to see Sabahan have. I said, screw the challenges. We know, we acknowledge lah kan. Screw the being dyslexic lah. Screw whatever limitation I have lah. But you give me a problem. If I can say I can fix it, I'll fix it. So I think that's the kind of I want my son to have. That just wing it lah, brother.
Yeah.
You know.
You're a very unique case lah.
Unique case. I'm now like I'm a yes, doctor.
I usually find Sabahan saying, ini tidak betul, ini tidak ngam, those people, ini salah. I'm happy to see someone yang I was this, I was that, but yet I've become this today.
Nothing much, bro.
I don't know, man.
Nothing much, man. I just cari makan. I just want to make sure there's food on the table. I just continue to build the dream that I want, which is that to finish my house. I'm building a home, right?
You're building it on your own, guy?
Yeah.
Kau gila lah?
No, some yang perlu orang, I ambil orang.
Ayalah,
but most of it, I would say I'll do it on my own lah. Sometimes my brother help, my father help. So,
what
it's the satisfaction.
What have you learned? What have you learned doing?
Super a lot, a lot of things that
small things lah. Ini tidak boleh pakai sama itu.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things, especially, like today, like yesterday, I was doing the plaster ceiling, right? So there's 3-in-1, and you know how gatal it is. Every time when you see other people do plaster ceiling, so juga susah. Terus pasang, tak, bloody hell, man. Super exhausting, brother. I sleep like 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Because these are the time at night, kind of early morning, quiet, I can just pass some music, blast it, and just do my work lah. Like work on the cement and learn from my dad how to do the welding. My dad do most of the job. He earns the credit lah kan. But I tukang pigang lah. I'm proud lah. At least I learned something right from him. Because I tried though. I tried to sort of like do the welding though. Oh, butcher bro, no chance me.
Oh, your dad do welding juga?
My dad, I think I get it from, my dad is very jack of all trades. But he also have an issue with reading and writing. Okay. But to see how he accomplished in life, he is like my idol lah. I said, not bad for somebody who didn't go school lah, kan? Up to darjah berapa back then, kan? Not bad at all. So,
when we were in Labuan, apa kerja beliau kau?
It was in Sabah Gas. I don't know you still remember Sabah Gas.
Oh, so your dad was a welder in Sabah Gas, like my dad?
My dad was just like picking up welding, kan? But my dad was like doing like more of this technician work or whatsoever.
So 94 must have been the suckiest lah for you.
94?
No, it was... Well, 94 was the suckiest for me. I think it was the 90s lah, early 90s, the retrenchment and everything.
Yeah, I remember that. Everybody got...
gang.
Right? My dad and the friends, 7 of them, came together with whatever money they got, kumpul, and they set up a company.
Really?
My mom was the secretary, like super small space, something like this. It was in a space like shared office, right? Like different company. Those kind of
right? Sewa meja
gitu kan dulu kan. So they say what my mom was like doing the secretarial work lah. They don't have much money. They were like, baru berapa saya kena bagi, but dia kumpul. It's a company called Tocom.
Notice your voice panay lower down skit when you talk about this.
Yeah, because it's...
it's that time, man.
It's that time,
Yeah.
It's tough, man.
Yes.
That time, I think you know lah how it felt. I was a kid, but I can see how my parents were a bit susah sikit lah. But from that on, from that small space, my mom was the secretary. And they continue on, just continue building and building and building. Today, just Google Tocom Engineering, you see them everywhere. They're like one of the biggest for Petronas punya contractor. I cannot remember the term for it, like DBP or kind of what was it. They're pretty huge. They're even going for public listed. So, but yeah,
Perseverance.
from that is super inspiring, bro.
Yeah.
You know, just to see group of them, you know, from Labuan, and during those dance, you know.
You remember the names, the 7?
I know Uncle Wee. There was few of them lah. You know.
Okay.
Uncle Wee was heading it. Uncle Wee was brilliant. Has a brilliant mind. You know, good leadership lah. Always require good leadership, right? So yeah, they managed to group 7 of them and start building. But you see this, you see business. I see business startup, early startup, bro.
Yeah.
Going from after school with my mom in the office.
Stop. Masih baik itu satu. Okay. Good thing this was recording. Yeah, man. Oh. I mean, yeah, our family didn't really, how you say, survive.
It was tough, bro. After
It was really bad. I mean, I started blaming my dad for this. You didn't work hard enough. Like, I was really resentful at the time. And then growing up, then I realized, like, look, he was at that time and place where you probably won't know what to do, bang. So I guess.
I mean, being a father as well, right? The focus is all on the children, how you can
Yeah.
put on
Now
the
that
table.
we're dads, like,
Damn, bro.
I understand now.
I know. But I mean, like to me, my parents, like my dad was like superhero lah. You know, and my mom lah. I mean, you always like you need somebody like there's a successful man, there's a female or woman behind him, right? My mom would be the
Unsuccessful would have like a lot of women.
a lot of women, exactly. So yeah, it was they build up something, establish something good for all of us to begin with. But that experience, looking at how they build a startup and to where they are today, really fascinate me lah. So I always like to think that I'm that, you know, that entrepreneur.
You're doing good now,
right? I mean, okay. You know, you can't complain. No, I can't complain. It's okay. Boleh lah cari makan.
How is it? I mean, you being a dad now, what do you see? Do you?
I mean, you do this or something as well, right? You're doing all of this now. It's mainly
recently, I've been really, how you say, present. I've been really thinking of what am I doing that can affect my kids, affect my family. I guess only recently when we got our second child. Before that, I was working. Memang, I would say I'm in that rajin category, but I'm not like mentally prepared for, how you say, a lot of things. Sekarang macam kau bangun pagi, then I start to think what is this day going to be like? What is this day going to be like for me and for them? And I feel it's much more satisfying to think for other people, because before this saya saja dalam otak kan tidak ada orang lain bah. Now bikin sakit kepala juga lah when you have to think for your family and everything. End of the day, you come back, you see them, they're doing okay, and I help my daughter with her homework, and bikin meradang juga lah, ajar budak-budak kan. But I guess when I sleep, I can tell myself that okay, you were here, you were present this day, and you included.
It's not easy though, right? It's not to be present all the time.
True.
Well, there's so many things running behind, you know. I mean, same feeling though. I have to, you know, you cari makan, but as much as you can.
True.
Like every date before us. one thing for sure, they all tried their best.
Yeah. No matter lah, you want to say like this one lulus ka gagal ka apa, but
Regardless.
yeah, there
They
is that
tried their
moment.
best, and everybody have their weaknesses and limitation. Either do you fall more towards your limitation side, or do you try to thrive and give your best? It's
Oh,
just
okay. Do you have like a story where that one moment where your dad is like your superhero, like that one story? Do you have that? That one time kau jatuh di longkang and then he came and angkat. I don't know.
well, to me is something that's close to my heart though. Is that in 2008, after I got married in 2008,
Quite recent.
after that, saya kena psoriasis,
Oh, okay.
and like full-blown psoriasis, bro.
Really?
Super bad. Now I'm curing lah, right? Because there's no solution for it, right?
Apa produk kau pakai? Nanti kita promo.
None. You know? So yeah, it was like all the way, it was like bad. And I was even get into the chamber yang macam matahari itu.
Okay.
All of that lah. Day in, day out, day in. I mean, they got schedule lah. You know, go oil. So many challenges lah, bro. You know, it was close to depression lah, that kind of angle, you know. And my dad said to me once, and he was looking at me, and I was like super down, super down. And I think he felt sorry for me. He said, if there is a way for me to take all that pain away and put it to me, I'll do it now.
Okay, stop. What?
It's deep, bro.
Yeah. Oh God. Nyesal ceritanya.
I remember that it just superhero, huh? Superhero that, huh? But yeah, my beautiful wife stick by me, and doing pretty well now, right? Grace of God, kan?
Yeah.
I got good-looking son. You know, what else can you complain?
Guide from the
Right?
land.
If you can't appreciate the little things, brother, something is really wrong, isn't it?
Are you religious? Are you spiritual?
Wow.
Okay. Kejap. Kami dua pernah
Saya altar boys ni, bro.
kami pernah join di seminar. And our intentions were not
Holy
good.
shit. I forgotten about the seminar. You're right, brother.
So there was this one night where everyone was, I forgot what they were doing. Saya buat lupa. I remember. But everyone was like emotional, crying, and the both of us di belakang. Kau tengok yang tu lah menangis. Kau tu dah aku shock like. Oh. If I remember, kalau saya ingat balik sekarang kan yang we're burning in hell.
Burn in hell.
Oh my God.
I know that bad lah, bro. Penyangak pun, penjahat pun dia lah.
And one of those people are like really good friends now. Yang kita ketawa-ketawa dulu. Oh my God.
I remember, bro. I mean, I'm not that spiritual. I mean, people ask me, I'm a sinful Catholic lah.
Same here.
I mean, you know, being Catholic, there are certain things that, I mean, why you go to church every weekend, you know, they are, because by that trend. But I have strong faith. Super strong faith. I've got good mentors in life.
Yeah, obviously.
About perspective of life. Not losing faith to God lah, kan? So I'm not that spiritual though, but I know He's there lah. You know, as often as I can, we do a lot of prayers. As well as possible, I go to church. But yang alim betul, ayo. I know if they're like in the purgatory, yeah, bro. Right? They will like put me on a different category.
VIP.
Well, I need to assess first lah, huh?
Oh my god.
You know, but I have faith.
Oh, you're from where? Labuan. Wait. Okay, Labuan boys, you it's a bit confusing, but like real hardcore Labuan boys don't drink, don't smoke. And yeah, these like 80s Labuan boys lah. Huh? Like why, yeah?
I don't know. I don't know, but not as heavy as anymore lah. You know. But,
occasionally lah,
but
yes.
I think we had too much in Labuan.
Yeah.
It's so bloody cheap. Had too much of it.
Cola lagi mahal.
Cola lagi mahal. The life is a bit, it's, but I always tell my friends, right? The best place, maybe I'm a bias lah, but the best place to raise your children is in Labuan. You know why? Yeah. You know why? It's safer. Everywhere you go, ada auntie uncle. Everybody will tolong check.
I guess
I feel so safe. I used to walk from San Antonio to school and all that. And then
kau tinggal mana dulu?
Sungai Berdaun. Sungai Bangat dan Sungai Berdaun. I would walk from San Antonio and then go to si Aming sana, yang ABC sana. Right? Oh, mungkin akan dong jual apa dulu. Dalam tin dia punya special apa tu? Sigup tu. Kan dalam tin lah kan? Sana berapa sen batang-batang. So back, yalah. So, then take the bus or whatsoever.
Wait,
right?
okay. Kalau satu if one pack of cigarettes is like RM2, kan, back in the days. Then satu batang berapa?
Berapa sen? I cannot recall lah, bro.
10 sen 2. Gula-gula, man.
Itu pun bodoh-bodoh lah, kawan-kawan lah, share, But I tell you a story. I don't know you remember late Leon? Leon Elias.
No.
I think you tidak apa sama him kan that time.
But I remember Leon.
Remember, yeah? So we ever walk down from San Antonio lah, go down to town. Ini like lepas main bola or something like that. They're super hungry, bro. Duduk sana. Order lah makan. I thought he got money. He thought I got money. Order makan lah, baru pause. Itu pau minum Chinese tea kah? Oh, kenyang. Then dia lapar kan, dia besar size. Satu lagi lah, we share lah. Okay lah. Tapi mau bayar kan, he look at me, I look at him. I don't have money. He also don't have money. And then bodoh-bodoh punya budak-budak ni, we ran, bro.
And then the kedai know your parents?
Kedai know Leon parents kah whatever lah. I don't know how it works, but I remember Leon told me something like this. Macam call up the dad or something like that. I can't remember how, but eventually it was sorted out. But we went back to the shop and apologized. But it was an important lesson, though. It was an important lesson.
You realize how small...
You're allowed to do that mistake early, bro.
Yeah. True.
You see?
Betul lah.
Then to know what is right and wrong. You get punished for it or this kind of thing, right? So I value Labuan that it has a small neat community, yet people have an eye on you. Just keep on watchful eye lah. Every shop knows everybody knows everyone, right?
Well, at least on that day dia kenal kau, so ini anak ni.
Yalah. So if you're hungry, you just say lah, you're hungry. Bukan kah? I can ask from your dad. That little town.
I remember there's this one shop, auntie gunting rambut dekat Game Master or something. Masuk dalam gunting rambut.
Ada game.
Dekat sana.
Okay.
Nanti dari saya bayar lah. Okay.
Oh, begitu saja, bro.
Gunting rambut jalan.
So easy, kan, bro?
Really lah.
So easy. It's family lah. Technically, everybody knows. I said Labuan is a good place too, and the crime rate is super low in Labuan. So
back in the days,
macam saya wakil rakyat promote Labuan, but silakan move to Labuan,
About that, kau pernah terfikir mau join politics?
No, not interested, brother.
Really?
I was offered twice in my life. Both I rejected. But
just because of the interest lah. Memang you don't see this.
I see my value is in. Somebody once asked me, where are you politically aligned? Which political party? I said, I'm not a member of any political party. Yeah lah, which one? Which party that you support? Well, my alignment is to my family, my friends, and my society. Any issues or problem that affect them, I'll fight for it. They look at me. You sound like a politician. Korang hasam. So regardless
You
of...
might not want to think about politics, but politics thinks about you.
But you think about it, right? I mean, if you can serve in different capacity to fix what is and put things to the right path.
You don't have to be in politics.
Regardless of whatever political party or government of the day, if your niyat, the Muslims say your nawaitu has to be clear.
Yeah.
But if your niyat are clear, regardless of, you just try to work towards the direction. So I think that's the kind of approach that I'm looking at lah. I mean, I had a good mentor. The late Ibnu, the former DO of Sempurna and DO of Tuaran, taught me that lah. Your nawaitu, niat tu have to be super clear. Why you do what you do.
Yeah.
There was a good mentors. I got like good 3 mentors in life. So
I really hope the youngs would see this as guidelines, because sikit-sikit politics.
Yeah,
you want to be powerful, go into politics.
That's the problem. You see?
Yeah.
That's the problem. I mean, the question is, when you're not in politics, what do you do? What did you do to do change?
Yeah.
What have you done? Right? You want to do change only when you're in politics, ah? I said, might as well you sit down, relax, and enjoy the show. Isn't it?
Oh my God.
I mean, it's your intention, niat tu, super important. Yeah, thanks to good mentors who've shown the light much earlier, right? So I put it in the same in any assignment that I got or task, right? Either from political parties or private companies, the same principle. My job is to get it right. How you reward me? I mean, of course, I got my fee. If it's consultancy, if it's other thing, then I say, you know how to reward me lah. If it's something that, yeah.
Kita ubah topik. Kita lari sikit. You showing a few certificates this few months.
Oh, during PKP?
During PKP.
Oh.
What was that? I mean, I saw. I don't remember, but I feel it's something important. Some kind of a...
Well, I used to have a mentor in UK.
Okay.
Told me about this. Told me a secret of doing well in life. He didn't use the word successful, but doing well. He said the secret of doing well in life is 3 things. Number 1, you need to have confidence. Alright?
Right.
Number 2, you need to remember where you're from. Never lose your compass lah. Right? And number 3 is you need to acquire knowledge.
Right.
So it's continuous lah. It's always... So since then I started to read a lot of books, or as much as I can. Oh, now with online courses, that's the best way, what? Right? So I decided during PKP, so what else can I do other than study?
So you did that during PKP?
During PKP.
What the hell?
One was on economics. I'm always curious lah. Kind of wanted to learn. I wanted to do my MBA. I have allocated some funds for it, but I have to prioritize that for home and family lah, kan. So my cita-cita tidak tersampai lah. Maybe hopefully I can apply for Yayasan Sabah Mia Beasiswa. If you're listening, think about me, consider me. I really want to do it, you know. I really want to do my MBA one day, right? But I decided to take on economics studies. That's one, just a certificate. But damn, it was really intense. The person who prepare the lectures and prepare the quiz, the way he do it, there's a lot of programs in Udemy, kan?
What's that?
in Udemy on online courses too.
Okay.
So, but you have to, a lot of them are crap. So you have to really select, look at the review. So I choose one that seems to be solid lah, and I went through it. It's very solid lah. So I took all that on, and the second one that I really had interest on, because I'm a chartered logistician, I studied logistics.
Okay.
So, I'm also have big interest on blockchain. So the studies I did was on blockchain in supply chain management.
Right.
So how to use blockchain in supply chain management or the industry today lah. So that was the thing I decided to just pick on lah, and super fascinating. The adaptation to adopt it right by the industry player may be a bit difficult. I see that you need the big boys, like from the Merceliners to so many others lah, kan, all the big boys to come together and put out or formulate guidelines to ensure that other stakeholders to come in, like especially government agencies, in terms of documentation and things like that. I mean, if you want to implement blockchain in supply chain management, but it's a fascinating topic. You can go on it for days, but I think the reason why I pick up on blockchain is because I see it's the way forward for so many things, especially when involved to transparency. So I guess now you realize that my interest I can just move into, kan? So that's practically what I do. Like I saw one thing and I just get really deep into it. Then I move to another, get really deep into it.
How do you manage your time?
Sleep late though.
You look good.
Thank you.
How's the BP?
That's why I got on the watch, to check all the time.
Okay.
To check all the time. You know, it's not super accurate, but you know, not bad. I mean, I do some housework yang bikin rumah tu, so it get me sweat all the time. You know, yalah, sweat all the time lah. Kena complain saya balik cuci baju kan, but tidaklah, no complain. But I go balik tukar baju, you sweat all the time kan?
Yes.
Yeah. So, but so far so good. But those are my interests lah. I just pick up on so many other things. Well, I guess when you is in the line of doing consultancy work, it's best that you know a lot, be good at a few, but you have to sort of like.
What's your best thing that you're doing now?
I would say anything that got to do consultancy work on marketing, on the industry lah kan. Anything got to do with logistics, port related. Anything that got to do with tourism, conservation. Others are like services like marketing, PR. These are the areas
Banyak gila.
saya boleh gigit lah. I can gigit meh. Boleh makan meh. That one I know I can makan. So yeah. Oh, and I finally managed to get that professional technologies.
Oh yeah. That one was
the
the thing I
TS,
saw.
right?
Yeah.
So I managed to get that as well during PKP. Yeah, during that period as well.
Okay.
So I would try to upgrade yourself through education, because maybe I was lambat makan. I didn't really pick up education on the early days. Maybe I don't know. I'm a late starter lah.
I don't know. I mean, even when for us, young in school that time, you were just being in school, dude.
I was just.
Kami pun sama juga tu. Sudah keluar baru, sudah habis college dan baru berpikir yang, is this life?
Do you know exactly what you want to do after Form 5?
No.
There you go. I think I asked maybe so many people, right? Especially those during my time, like 80s kan. I said, do you know exactly what you want to do after Form 5? Everybody answered no. Is it an 80s syndrome? Nobody know. You know, like last time, people want to become policemen lah. You know where you fill up in school, right?
Stuntman. Stuntman.
You want to fill up lah. Jadi macam-macam lah. Bomba lah. Typical is bomba, polis, askar,
Yeah. There's a song for Askar.
Yeah. All of this lah, right?
I wrote Stuntman.
Stuntman, you did bro.
The third one. There was 3 kan. I got that one back. Pure betul STAN.
Stuntman.
Stuntman.
Oh yo. STAN sama dah bro.
STAN. Okay. But I guess I'm lucky. I'm very fortunate, blessed, I guess. I've been doing what I like since day one. I mean, I like to draw, I like to paint. Sampai sekarang.
And you know what? I didn't realize that there is art in you.
Huh.
And you never
I never realized that.
I never knew, bro.
Yeah.
I never knew.
I never knew there's logistics in you. Yang, kau nampak ni baka nakatawa ni yang
I know.
every math quiz. Oh my god.
I'm dead, man. I know it. I'm like, please, I'm like offering myself. Don't ask me the question. Just bloody whack me.
Okay, saya gagal pergi depan. And your paper was not on your desk lagi. Kau tahu sudah dia yang bangun sudah.
You know, for years, my parents never even seen my report card.
Really?
Never. You know, I
God.
never returned back the report card. Every time I got new report card.
Astaga.
Such an idiot, man. But, well, you got to do what to do to survive, right? During to survive school days lah, huh? That was such a.
How do you see life now? Do you see it as? Do you see yourself like working, cari makan, or you're living it and cari makan on the side? How do you see things? I mean, what's your perspective on this?
Well, cari makan is must lah. Everybody need to put food on the table. My biggest goal is to be able to balance everything as much as possible. And it's trying to be self-aware, bro. The need to balance it. Not just saying it. Being cautious, conscious that you know that you need to be balanced. So the time with the family, the time, something you have to just let go. Something is important, you have to do it. You know, it's a challenge, but you do what you got to do.
True.
Right? And I think it's the same for you. It's the same for our friends, I guess.
Yeah, when you say balance, it really.
It's the toughest though, bro.
Yeah, it's triggering juga lah.
But being self-aware though, kan?
Yeah.
Because most of the time you say it, but it's
Yeah,
not deep enough, bro.
I guess I thank my wife for that. She made me realize about the balance. She made me realize that you only saw your kid for a few hours today. What are you going to do about that? And I was like, really? Macam lama saya spend time sama dia sebenarnya. But then you start to think like, I'm screwing up.
Yeah. Sometimes I also same, bro. Sometimes I think back, astaga, sekejap pun ni pula I play with Matthew. Sekejap lah. Sometimes but balance tu bah, kan? It's not easy when you want to make sure not just food on the table, but security.
True. Semua lah. I mean, finance.
Semua lah, bro.
Food.
Semua lah.
Hug time. And it really struck me when time mau kasih tidur sudah kan yang kasih lullaby tidur.
Yeah.
And then like my daughter she would say like, tomorrow can you sing to me to sleep again? Terus yang in my back of my head terus my wife is talking to me like yang you don't spend enough time with her.
Sing to ask to sing to sleep, bro.
Yeah, I do that.
Wow, good man.
So yeah, and then it triggered like, okay, I need to do this as much as I can.
Yeah.
And
because that little, it's on her too, kan? She remembers everything.
Itulah. Then you realize she's like this huge recording machine thing yang needs to be invested in. I mean, not that I want to invest her supaya saya dapat something in return, but I guess I do want something in return, like her smile, how she appreciates you back. My dad is going to be there for me.
But my son is super mama's boy, ya.
Really?
So you got girl, kan?
Yeah.
So bukan kali it's like that, kan? Usually, I mean that's what they say. If like a boy,
I don't have that perspective now. semua pun begitu. Yeah.
I thought they said like if it's a girl, baby girl, then it's like daddy's girl. If it's a boy, then it's like mama's boy. I mean, I notice quite often like that. Like Matthew is like super. So your daughter must be like really want your attention more.
I guess I have a... Have you expressed this to a friend lah, and then they say, apa kau tahu kau orang Labuan? You don't live like us here. Adakah? Do you feel like that being a islander gitu?
On this issue?
Yeah.
And I will ask them, how long have you lived in this area where there's a lot of the majority there?
This happens regularly now with you?
Yeah, I mean, I was with this community. Everybody wants to thrive, bro. Everybody wants the opportunity. What do we need? We need them also, what? Right? But there must be a better solution, right? But don't politicize the issue just for the sake of winning scores. But work on a solution together. Then we can go forward together. Because as the state move forward and grow, we need everybody.
Okay. Let's tune this to a scenario. Okay. Kau lah, saya lah kawan. Mau ikut pencalonan lah kawan kan.
Okay.
Saya mau kena calon lah. Saya mau kena calon jadi apa entah YB mana. What advice would you tell me? Okay, no way specific lah.
No way specific. Okay.
Neverland.
Okay.
Mati saya Okay lah. What advice do you want to give these new YBs lah yang akan datang, akan muncul nanti? How do they? What's your take on? Macam mana? How do they approach this racism / undocumentation / mess of a Sabah that we're in now?
It's a big. That's really huge, bro.
It's really huge.
Really huge. But the only way.
That's why the YB, can settle this.
I'm sort of like advisor.
Think tank lah gitu.
Then I would say my only suggestion is that rather than we bog down with this sort of like big issue, right? Let's divide it. Break it down.
Okay.
Break it down.
That's nice. Okay.
Break it down by number one. Let's start focusing on acknowledging the people. The value that they bring into society.
Okay.
The one who's already here. Acknowledging number one.
The engineers, the architects, the yang semua ni.
From the peladang lah, from the tukang cuci piring lah, everybody are needed one.
Okay.
Right? Number one value.
Human resource lah.
Human resource, we need them. From there, then you work on. How do we make sure that they can be properly documented? How can we make sure that they can, But if the idea is just to send everything back, send all of them back, then we have super big problem. That is not the best solution, bro. Because tanpa banyak intermarriage. If you're talking about now, cut off the border, make sure anybody from here. So that's the reason why that documentation needed, because you got that stamping timeline from here onwards. This is the only people, because from here we're gonna work on it, right? Anybody who's new who don't get this document anymore, forget it.
Okay.
Right? But we need to have a fresh start. So work on it. Then you have to also acknowledge the security aspect of it. Why? So all boils back down to the same root as well. So I would look at it. I would say to the I say what you need to do, if you need to start with a problem tree analysis, and then work on a solution tree analysis. When you do a problem tree analysis, then you start analyzing what's the issue, then you break it down. Why? What's the cost and all that? And you put everything mapped down. There's nothing left behind. And you realize one thing. You cannot go with some of those political rhetoric. They say, throw everybody back.
They don't have anywhere to go back to.
There you go.
Itu satu cadangan yang baik. Kami akan bawa
baik. YB. Terima kasih YB.
Kami akan bawa mesyuarat dan kami akan kaji.
Okay, YB ada gaji kata dari YB?
I thought that was a favor.
That's so typical.
Berapa lama masa ni? Nah, sudahlah.
But yeah, that's the approach lah. That's how I look at it.
I like when you say the word breakdown. It really, because now it's like a literal wall, bahkan.
Yeah, break it down.
Diorang, kita, and it brings so much meanings when you say breakdown. That should be like on a t-shirt, man. Yeah. YB Egan, breakdown. Ooh. Kenapa? No.
I'll vote for you.
No, I'll vote for you. Aduh, mati kita. Besok mau punch card lagi ni. Masuk kerja.
Mau punch card kah?
Tamprin. Aduh. Daniel Doughty.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think this episode has been, ada yang saya faham, ada yang bila he went into logistics and economy, I think I need my wife to refer to apa itu dia. But really, you have, how you say, you have turned into a fine man.
Thank you very much, sir. I humbly thank you for the opportunity.
This is a very fine specimen of a friend. We go back really long, and to see him like this today is very happy, sangat shock lah. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you, brother.
To your wife and kids, I hope. Nanti.
Hopefully, I mean, I'm happy with where we are. The rest, I leave it up to him lah, the big boss. Don't punish me too much, sir.
This has been really educational. It's been good. Minus the politics, that's just our ideas. Jangan mau cakap dirang macam pandai.
Correct. It's just whatever it is. It's just my personal opinion. Betul. Consider that I'm always wrong anyway, so don't bother. Yeah.
Memang betul, kami macam pandai. Macam pandai. So this has been a sip with Egan and Danny. We'll see you again. Oh, okay. Comments below if you want this topic to berjalan. It doesn't have to end now. We can have a healthy conversation. Kalau kamu cakap, if you want to agree or if you don't want to agree, kalau kamu menimbak ke apa. And Daniel is very active in Facebook. Dia punya status pun selalu interesting. Siok mau tengok. Very entertaining and educational at the same time.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Ya, mana-mana lah kamu komen di sini kah, di tempat dia kah. I'll link his description, apalah semua diddly-do di bawah. Nanti kamu pandai-pandai lah. So this is Sip with Egan, episode entah berapa, ending now. Ciao.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good?
Very good.
Good conversation, huh?
Yeah. Macam therapy, sial.
It's it feels good though.
When I left St. Anthony, I was really down, man. I was really like, I blamed everything. Because we had to go like, balik ke Ningau, and it sucked.
Life change.
Balls. Yeah,
The
betul.
moment Sabah guest.
I had to
Life
be
change.
like, because I left the school in the middle of the year.
Tu yang macam middle of the year, suddenly kau hilang.
Yeah. Not really. Towards the end, but it really felt like I was snatched from my life.
But you never forget I get whacked like nobody business, huh?
Wih, gila. I was sitting with Silinos, okay? Di depan Sylvester. And John Ngawai sana. Siapa lagi? Alex Mangga. That was a sight yang, I mean, it's like haha funny, tapi now bila kau fikir balikan that was traumatizing, man.
Ya, kau saya kena.
Kalau today's parents like us lah, today's parents kena
they
pukul ke job, complain, report police, but I don't know. Can we do that? Kalau ano?
It's different days already now, bro. Huh?
Yeah.
Different